This is Brian with Bata. I'm going to introduce you to the Gladiator. It's our newest pitching machine. Like every other Bata machine, this is made in the USA, right here, and we offer a 10-year warranty on it. We can do that because made in the USA, we control the parts, we control absolutely everything, and we'll make sure that this thing sticks around long enough. I'll start with the things that are different about this machine that you won't find in other machines, things that differentiate. And the first is the ease in which you can switch over from different balls. Most people will buy this for baseballs, and the thing works fantastic for baseballs. The feed chute that it comes with is designed for baseballs. But in no time at all, you can switch over to softballs. And the cool thing about this is you don't have to change out the feed chute. Most pitching machines, you have to swap a feed chute if you're going to a larger ball. We designed a feed chute with geometry that'll work with either one. So softballs will go in just exactly the same feed chute. Everything works perfect, and the adjustment only takes a minute. So when we're going to make a switch from baseball over to softball, the whole process can be done in under a minute. So all you have to do to switch these things over, the feed chute stays exactly the same. Under here, you have two knobs that you loosen up. Then you take this knob behind here and you adjust it to one of the preset positions, one for smash ball, one for baseball, one for tennis balls, one for softballs. And you move this, you retighten the knobs, and you're done. And literally in less than a minute, you can switch this thing from softball all the way down to smash balls or tennis balls. The other thing that we've done that other ones don't do is we made it where it goes all the way down to pitching a tennis ball size. There's an advantage to throwing tennis balls, and the advantage is if you got young kids, there's a couple of problems you'll get with hitting with real baseballs. One, if you're letting them practice by themselves, some parents are worried about, you got an 8-year-old young man or 8-year-old young lady, and they accidentally get hit with a baseball, it can hurt. With tennis balls, you're taking a lot of that out of the equation. And so for practicing by themselves, tennis balls work great. The other thing we've done is because most people don't want to practice with bright green. If you want to practice with white, we developed our own tennis ball, white like a baseball, so you can throw this as well. The other thing that's becoming really popular in the industry now are these smash balls. And we have a similar product to this, but they become popular kind of for the same reason. They have some weight to it. You can throw a breaking pitch with them. You can throw fastballs. You can do everything, but they don't hurt as bad if they hit a ball player. They're easier on your bat, easier on the equipment, and you can just adjust this for smash balls, and exact same feed chute, just a couple of minutes to make an adjustment, and you can switch over. So for schools, this is a fantastic application. You can use this machine for your softball team. You can use it for your baseball team, and we even include with the machine 2 sets of legs. So when you switch over from baseball to softball, you swap out the legs, and the release point from the pitching machine matches the release point of an underhand softball, fast pitch. So we try to make this where it's exceptional for schools, but we also try to make it where it's exceptional for the backyard guy. So you buy this for your son or your daughter when he's 10, 12 years old, and it's guaranteed to last until he's 20 years old. This machine will go all the way from little league select ball all the way up through college ball. We've already started selling these. We've got professional ball players that are buying these already. From a pitch standpoint, a lot of these pitching machines have really sophisticated electronics, and we've considered that, but we've sold so many machines because our electronics are simpler and they don't fail as often. The computer programmed ones and the ones that have LED displays, they're really slick, they're really cool looking, but honestly, what do they gain you? You can't do a speed readout on one of those because every ball is different. There's different weights on every ball. So you can set the thing for 90 miles an hour and you might be getting 70 miles an hour. So we've just simplified it. And what we've done is we've got, oriented in the correct position. We've got a knob that lines up with this wheel that controls the speed of this one. We have a knob for this wheel that controls the speed of this one. We have a knob for right here that controls the bottom one. So it's simple, it's not complicated, and they just last. And so the biggest thing for us is do something that, there's nothing worse. You show up practice, you got a whole team, everybody's ready to go, and you have some electronic failure. We don't have to worry about that. Our electronics, I'm going to say they never fail, but extraordinarily rare to see an electronic failure. The other thing this has is a micro adjust feature. So the pitcher or the coach stands behind the pitching machine. Let's say you just want to move that ball a couple of inches. It's super easy to simply adjust it with this. It's got a little teeth system that reduces the ratio, so that if you want to move that thing a couple inches, you just tweak that thing a tiny bit. It's difficult when you're just trying to freehand it, when you have a machine that you know, if you want to move that ball 3 inches, it's tough. You could move that thing and all of a sudden you find you're moving it a foot, which doesn't matter that much if you're going from an inside pitch to an outside pitch. What if you're going to a center plate pitch to an inside pitch and you move it and you think that's about right, and all of a sudden you've thrown a beanball and your player gets hit with a pitch? With this, you can move it a very little amount. You can tweak it to get it into position. The other thing this thing will do is fly balls very easily. You can adjust this up so it'll throw fly balls, but you can also, if you're in a practice session, you can simply tip this thing back. The balance point makes it pretty easy, and because we have enough slope to this, you can still feed a pitch in there to throw fly balls. We've done the same thing with ground balls. So without adjusting this at all, the plunger is set up on a spring. So all you have to do is push this thing down if you want to throw a ground ball to somebody, and it'll throw a ground ball. From a speed standpoint, this machine will throw about 100 miles an hour. We can't promise 100 miles an hour because it depends on your baseballs. It depends on what you're throwing. You know, softballs don't fly at the same speed as baseballs do. Smash balls don't fly at the same speed as tennis balls do. But in general, you're going to get between 90 and 100 miles an hour, which is plenty for pro players. If you look at when professional ball players take practice, what they'll generally do is if they want to practice their reaction time, you'll see the guys throwing BP aren't usually standing on the mound. They usually set up an L screen, maybe 10, 15 feet in front of the mound to throw. So, you know, even though this thing goes 90 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour, the reality is if you just don't think that's fast enough, if you're good enough where that seems too easy, which isn't that many people, you just move it a little bit closer to the plate and you're dialed. Every machine comes with transport wheels. Tip it forward. You use the legs like a wheelbarrow. It rolls on the transport wheel so you can move it in and out. Move it into your clubhouse, move it into your equipment room, move it back onto the baseball field. One of the comments I've heard about this machine is it's a little bit larger than some of the machines on the market, and that's true, it is. But it isn't heavier than most of the machines on the market. This thing only weighs 118 pounds. So even though it's fairly large, it's large for a reason. And primarily, it's the reason we call it Gladiator. This thing is shaped similar to a Gladiator shield, and it protects all of the components inside the machine, and it protects the electronics really well. We don't mount electronics on anything near the impact point. So if a ball hits this, every single item in between here, you've got over a foot of separation between the impact plate and where the electronics are. So it reduces vibration to the electronics to help make the machine last longer. Also, like all of the Bata machines, we sell a battery pack that works with this. This thing will run off one of those battery packs, even though it has 3 motors. Our battery packs have enough capacity to run this thing for 8 hours. So you can run a tournament on this very, very easily. And also, if you have an issue where you don't have power to where you want to run this thing in your outdoor batting cage, plug it into a battery, you can run this thing all day. Get yours today at battingcagesinc.com.